What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 145, being recorded on February 2nd, 2022. I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
We got Grand Admiral Franz.
Hello, everybody.
Bootleg Joe's here. Yeah, a lot of that. The Fallen Fett.
Oh my God, let's do this.
Yeah, and us and a very special guest, Brandon Epler. You guys know him from the chat.
Hey guys.
He is here joining us. Yeah, welcome, Brandon.
He's escaped the pit
Yeah,
on the show. Look
we
out.
rescued him from the pit and put him in our podcast. Oh, look at
Yay!
that. It rhymes. It all flows. As
It's like
everybody
poetry.
knows, Brandon is one of our very special Patreon
What's going on behind Brandon right now?
That would be my son who decided to come in the room and just
I couldn't
Awesome.
see. I'm like, what is he
hang
got
out.
going
So
on?
I guess that I tried to make sure that wouldn't happen during the video. But I
No,
can't
you're
control
good.
You're
All
fine.
good.
You're fine.
All good, man.
Right.
Thank you very much, Brandon, for joining us. What we're going to do is we'll go ahead and get our Patreon shout outs and everything. And the pit is joining us live. We got everybody going in there going nuts because, we have something to talk about. This might be a 5-hour show. I don't know. Sorry, Treebeard, we East Coast. I know you're here early, man, but, we got to go with the
Only
flow.
we can take 45 minutes and talk for 12 hours.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Keeps going
cool.
up and up.
Well, Patreons.
Patreon.
Speaking of Brandon.
All right. Hey, thank you. A special shout out and a thank you to all of our Patreon members. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. I just, my mind is so blown from the episode that I don't even know if I can go through this list.
Right.
But no, if you want to consider becoming a Patreon member, just log on to patreon.com/Starlight Digest podcast and, drop us a buck or two. We really appreciate it. Every dollar of it goes back into the podcast and production of the show. So with that, I'm also starting we are starting a new Patreon exclusive feature where we're going to be dropping video content that'll just be available to our Patreon listeners and our Patreon viewers. So no matter what tier you're at, if you want to see any of these videos, you got it's our special videos. They're special.
It's
So,
Ernie's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's right. It's our OnlyFans. Exactly.
Big E Energy.
Yeah, it's tax season, and you gotta change up the
Gotta
name.
do something. Gotta do
Yeah.
something to pay
Gotta
Uncle
change
Sam.
the name.
So anyway, special shout outs to all of our Patreon patrons. We've got Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the Holy Hour podcast, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Crystal Lamphere. Hey, Brandon, you're on this list too. Brandon and Anya Epler and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Again, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you.
Awesome. And of course, one of the prizes is joining us for one of these episodes, right? So,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Good,
I
good
get
for
it.
you.
Sky, yeah. Thanks. No,
So you get to hang out with these guys.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
literally
man.
said you gotta pay to be
I'm-
here.
I'm honored to be here, guys. So
Thank you, man. Thank
Marco said it out loud and was like, "Well, damn." All right.
That's how it came off. He's like,
Right.
he paid to be here.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's all he gets?
Yeah.
Marco's off the show now. Marco's done.
What a crummy commercial.
Oh.
I got this Sweet Sack Digest shirt, So
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
it's pretty cool thing. I'm officially part of the pit crew. Hold
That's
on, by the
right.
way,
Nice.
Awesome, man.
That was
Awesome. And by the way, our pit, our chat room is being digested as we speak. So Scott, go ahead and shout out everybody that's in there, every single person.
All right, we've got Gordon is in there. We've got Cliff, Crystal, my pal from that I used to work with, Douglas Tupper, Gordon again. There he is. Star Joe's Bootleg Joe. Wait, he's below me right now. Or he's over
Whoa.
there. Whoa. Let me see. Oh boy, this list keeps growing and it's hard to keep up with. Toy Renzu, Mando Mike, Treebeard's Toy Box, Santo 1414, Matt Logic 44, Jesse Klein, Berserk, who always says he's first, but he's never first.
No, he's first.
Jake Peterson, Plastiadicto, Papa Schmitty's in here. Jake Peterson, I think I already said your name. That wrestling hound. Wow,
Woo!
so many people. Chamba, Mervine's in there. The Nerd Alert has joined us.
Hey, Monique's in there.
Geo the Huts, Mr. Ortega. Oh my God, it just keeps going. Monique's in there. Skyrider's in there. Wow.
Yeah.
There are 33 people in the pit.
I heard you guys had a really cool
I
special
know.
guest tonight, so they all jumped on.
Yeah,
Brandon,
that's
thank you on the show.
There
That's
we
what
go.
it is.
There we go.
When you do things, dreams do come true. So guys, we have an amazing talk to come through. I don't know. I'm assuming everybody liked this episode of the Book of Fett and everything, but I'll start with Brandon here. Brandon, your history with Star Wars and everything. Obviously, you're a fan if you're jumping on podcasts and you're interacting and Star Wars stuff like that. Are you I want to gauge your level of fan. Like, are you a lifer? Are you somebody that came into this? Is it something where Disney Plus grabbed you? What's your Star Wars story?
It was actually something me and my brother grew up and bonded over. So, like, he and I we watched it was actually I can't say I watched 4, 5, and 6 first, like probably all you guys did, but I was 1, 2, 3 is like the ones that I started with.
There you go.
And my brother and I both we fed off each other, talked about Star Wars a lot, and went from there. And then then I watched the originals and watched them more than once, and
Awesome.
watching them and watching them. Dressed up this was when I was younger, of course. I dressed up on Halloween as Jedis, and I've just loved the world since then, and just became way more into the lore.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so you had your own line talk going, just how we do it every day. Even after the show, the Star Wars talk doesn't end. It just never ends. There's always something to talk about no matter what. So I love it. I love those kind of stories, man. Do you have are you involved in any other like podcasting or Star Wars projects or anything like
So not only thing, but I do this game called Magic the Gathering, and they have like a bunch of Star Wars cards like that some people do, and basically commanders where you have a person who's like a leader of a deck, and you play. And these games are really fun to play with family and stuff like that. But like, you got classics like Obi-Wan, you got Yoda, like basically every Star Wars character in these cards. And this is just those ones are proxies. Like you order them from a guy who calls it Magic the Gathering. It's called Star Wars Gathering instead. And you can order from him for way cheaper than what the game costs. You can get like a thing of like 300 cards for. Last time I bought it was like $50. I haven't checked the prices in a long time.
Right.
But anyway, it's a great way to bond, and that's what I do. That's why you guys saw my name changing so much in chat, was because I run a channel now called with my buddy Mauricio called the Commander Academy. So we teach people how to play that game. We go in depth with strategies, and that game's been around since like 1990, so early 90s, and we just go into the strategy of it, how it's grown over time, and all the different things. They've got thousands and thousands of cards now, so it's a really strategic game. So
awesome.
that's where you can find me, as the Commander Academy. We just posted our first video earlier this week.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, no, definitely send me the info so I could put it in the description here on the link and send that out so everybody can go check that out, man. That's awesome. I love it. Entrepreneurship is key in this world. That's my belief. I love it.
Well, thanks for letting me say that real quick.
Of course, man. Yeah. Of course. And we'll let you I'll plug that at the end of the show again, of course, and I'll put the link and everybody go check that out, because I think what you're really here to geek out, right? You're really here to geek out about Star Wars.
I just want to talk. This episode was amazing, so I just want to get to that and talk more. about it.
Yeah. So
it's awesome. So I appreciate it.
So of course we do our rating at the overall show of episode 6, and this episode was called "From the Desert Comes a Stranger." So, Brandon, kick it off. What was your score for this episode?
Are we doing it by letter, or are we giving it a number?
We do letter grades. Yeah,
it's always letter, but I just didn't know if we were changing it up.
Oh,
so.
Sure.
I would say that this one was a solid A.
Solid A.
A plus.
Oh, A plus.
I mean, this was the best one so far. So like, I said that about last week's, but this one was even better than last week's in my opinion. So I have to say A plus. Yeah, it was. There's just some really cool parts that we'll discuss later that I'll say were the reason why I'm grading where I am.
Amazing. And then I'm gonna go reverse what we did last week. So Ernie, what was your score? A D again?
F.
Yeah, I knew it.
An F for Fett for freaking fantastic.
There you go.
This was an A because the Book of Fett is going to go down as like the best Disney Plus show that there was, just from all of this lore and all of this stuff that they're giving us.
Lore is key,
it could be called the Book of Wicket. I mean, who cares? It was like it was amazing. But I'm very happy it's called the Book of Fett.
Of course.
So yeah, an A.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Bootleg, what was your score?
A plus, flawless. Because
100%? 99?
100%.
98? Yeah.
Because I'm watching it at work and I'm shouting.
Yeah.
You know, my earplugs are in. I'm literally crying on some parts, and I'm like, "Don't look at me." But yeah, flawless. A plus.
Awesome. Chris.
A as high as it can go. A
High
plus,
as it-
plus, plus,
yeah.
whatever the hell, man.
Awesome.
I've
I love it, man. Yeah.
and it's hard for me to do that because I always say there's got to be some room to go up, right? But I was choked up in tears from about 5 minutes in on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just from excited about the whole thing, right until the very last moment and look in the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, it had me. And that's all you got to, that's the feel you want. And I got it.
Chris was the teacher from Christmas Story. A plus, plus. He was going around his house. Plus.
Oh my goodness! All right, Scott Solo. What was it? A D? Yeah, a C? What?
Okay. Well, you see, this one. All these numbers go to 11.
I love it.
A
That's
plus plus
Yeah.
plus, man. That I've got no nitpicks. I don't even have a nitpick. I got nothing. It's
Nothing.
Yeah, man. I'm right there with all of you guys. 100%. This was like a pinnacle episode. If you could take this, it's just a standalone episodes by itself. It's just an amazing, and then incorporate this with the story that's been going on and the future. What's going on in the future was so exciting.
Take the last 2 weeks, dude. The hour and 30 some odd, or hour and 40 minutes. You've got a badass little Mandalorian standalone movie.
Yeah,
is what you've got, man. Right? With a cliffhanger for him at the end there, right? So it's like, that's phenomenal. I am sure with all the backstory we've done so far, one more episode can make this all wrap together.
Yes.
I'm pretty confident.
Okay, awesome. Well, that was one of my questions later on. So yeah, Scott, go ahead.
We got the Nerd Alert with A plus. We've got Treebeard with A triple plus. We've got Star Joe's.
Whoa!
I can't even count that many pluses. We got Douglas Tupper complaining that there was too much in it. So it's a 9 out of 10.
Damn it, Douglas.
Okay. Meeks has got A plus, all sorts of pluses.
Love it.
I like Jesse Klein. They brought in every toy box figure for this episode.
They sure did.
Crystal Escalera, still a great episode, but no Boba.
Well, who's that cameo?
There was 100% more Boba than last episode in this episode. That's true. That is very true. And Gordon gave us an A plus to Infinity. Santo 14 with an A triple plus. Let me see. Isaac Escalera with an A plus. Mr. Ortega with a double plus. Cliff with a flawless victory.
Wow.
I mean, Plastia Dicta with Wizard.
Wizards.
Honestly, man. Wizards. I know it's multiple awesomeness.
That's awesome.
So, I mean,
Yeah, the word around.
Mr. Ortega took it from an A double plus to an A just, plus.
Oh, okay, so didn't like it that much.
Didn't like it. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Gavin Connor with an A plus. Is that the
awesome
sound that Boba made when he fell into the Sarlacc pit?
No, he did not.
No.
Yeah,
never really happened.
The word around the internets and all that stuff, it seems to be the overall sentiment. And Boba Fett, as he wasn't, like, he was physically in it, but the story came full circle, which I appreciate the heck out of, I mean, even though Mando, Luke, Grogu-centric, stuff, but again, the big surprise cameo that Chris was waiting for this whole time. In fact, we had to go do a wellness check on his door last night to make sure that he was breathing, right? Like, It came full circle,
Flawless.
dude. It was so good.
Flawless.
But guys, let's get into it, man. Like, I don't know where to begin because I do want to make this a decent show, and I do want to make this timely. But we could take any of these sections and just run with it, man. And that's what's beautiful about Star Wars. Like, as soon as you kind of get bummed and you give a couple episodes like this, you're like, what? Wait a minute, right? So,
Mandalorian season 3 episode 2 is pretty damn cool.
Hey, man.
Yes, it was, Adrian. Yes, it was.
We have been saying, like we've been talking about a character that overarches every Disney show that's coming out, right? And we mentioned Grogu and stuff like that. Well, it could be the Mando. Mando could be that character that overarches everything. I don't know how it works with Andor, but we'll see. You'll see.
Did we talk online or offline about Mando being bigger to the overall story than we knew? Like, he's going to be.
Yeah.
Was it on the show?
Yeah, I
because
think we
with this episode, it made them
That's
pretty
the
huge
thing.
to the
Yes.
overall Skywalker saga. Like the overall galaxy, they got huge right here.
Yeah.
Yes, it did, man.
Wild.
I'm glad I was wrong about my predictions for not seeing. I didn't think we were going to see Grogu. I didn't think we were going to see Mando, right? I just because of the writing standpoint, I thought they were going to save that for season 3.
Yeah,
we got to see some good Grogu.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness, dude. So,
but what's funny is we saw a lot of stuff that we sat here and said, "Oh man, I hope this is in Mandalorian season 3."
Right.
And here it is, way ahead of schedule.
Give it to us like this.
Nobody saw this. We all said they were going to wait.
We did, man. Yeah.
The opening.
Honestly, it didn't make sense for storytelling purposes.
Right.
Why would you go to Luke
Correct.
Skywalker unless we see more next week?
It's great.
It's
man,
all going to come together.
Nobody knew. It's a whole story wrapped together, as we've been saying. Let all the 7 chapters happen and watch what happens. And here we are with this. Yeah. I mean, everybody was blown away by what we got. Yeah, we could speculate and theory craft on everything that we did, but even that to open up with Cobb Vanth, I didn't see that
again. The Boba Fett story coming around. Cobb Vanth confronting the Pikes. Mm-hmm. Running spies. Basically, you're over here. We don't want you around and stuff. And it just, I was happy that we're getting this. And it's a Cobb Vanth.
Think it through. Oh man,
yeah.
I want that on a shirt.
My respect level for Cobb Vanth went
so
skyrocketed.
I want that on a shirt soon, Marco.
Yeah,
I want to think it through, man. That was
so
dope.
I'm cool with him giving away the armor now and being that character because he was still cool. Yeah. The whole, this was just Western right from the opening with the wind.
Oh, dude,
and everything and then it goes to him, and that was great. It was great to see. Okay, so we saw him all cool, right? His very first appearance with the Fett armor on.
Right.
And then he's just him, and he's even cooler. Like you said, he gives the quote, Chris, and all of a sudden just, oh man, like you knew. Like I just laid back. First I'm sitting up like, oh my God. Then he says the line and everything that's happening, and you're just like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, we just lost Brandon.
Yeah,
he didn't pay for the full hour. He only got 20 minutes. So if he goes ahead and donates more right now, he might be able to come back.
Check the Patreon, Scott.
Keep watching.
He mentioned that he might be dropping in and out because he lives where the aliens live in New Mexico there. So
they don't allow Wi-Fi or
the government might be doxing him right now. So, but guys. So the story comes full circle, meaning the Pikes are still involved in doing his things, and bringing in Cobb Vanth was awesome because we get to find out reasons why he has an army that Mando thinks can help. But we'll get to that scene later. But really, really cool. And I love how Cobb handled the situation. Gunslinging, took 3 of them out, left one alive to go back and send a message, just like what we said Boba should be doing the whole time, right?
And kept the spice and dumped it.
Yeah. I love that.
After the dude said, "This is worth more than your whole town." Right?
Yeah,
and then maybe I'll retire, and then he just dumps it in the sand with the rest of it. That's just he's more gangster.
Yeah.
Than Boba has been, right? Cobb Vanth is straight gangster right now.
The whole thing was that whole conversation, that whole showdown.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's times where I even stop breathing. I'm like, because I'm so hooked on
what they're saying.
Yeah.
The whole episode's like that. I was like, I didn't want to breathe loud. I wanted to make sure I caught everything, dude.
Yeah.
And then of course we advance and we get back to what Scott likes all the time is going off world. Let's get off of Tatooine for a little bit.
Thank
and
you.
Boy, did we get off of Tatooine, guys. We just again, boom, right? I mean, we got
completely
Mando
unexpected.
Yeah.
Completely unexpected.
Took me right into it.
Yeah,
right into
everybody.
it.
They're not going to show that. That's season 3.
I don't know how many times. Yeah, I don't know how many times I was like, no.
Yeah,
exactly.
As soon as the antenna came up, I teared. I was like, "This is it." As soon as R2's antenna hit, and I'm like, "They're gonna go see him.
They're gonna go see him."
And even better, somebody who doesn't know R2 in our universe.
Yes.
He says, "Droid, hey droid."
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Brandon.
He does.
Brandon,
He saw him once. He's like, "Hey, friend."
Yeah.
Hey, friend.
That's
And
like
how-
the Mexico internet I warned you guys about. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah,
right.
no worries, Brandon. No worries. We updated the chat that you had to donate more to come back in. Yeah, so
Yeah, exactly what I was doing.
you're
You get
on
another
board right now.
20
Yes.
You get another 20.
Yeah,
There's a
but here
heater
we
on the
have-
screen coming up.
It's gonna flash when you're down to your last minute, like a car wash. It's gonna start beeping. So
Sort another coin for.
yeah.
So
But
I missed so you guys
We're
where-
in,
where are we at?
we're at Mando meeting R2 right now. Did anybody
Okay.
catch the planet? Like,
No, not yet.
that's
so
what I
did
was
we ever
asking,
get a
yeah.
planet name? Even because are we
No.
assuming that they're at the point
Um,
where in
so
the
I did.
visions? Oh, you
The
did.
planet name I thought is Ajin Kloss. It's the Moon of Endor, and that's in the wake of Return of the Jedi. That's according to Rise of the Skywalker, the Visual Dictionary. I actually looked that
Oh.
up after I wanted to see what the planet was. So
Mhm.
I did a little bit of research, and that's like the biggest guess is, a place called Ajin Kloss, which is the Moon of
Okay.
Endor, where he trained Leia in the way of the Force.
Is this where Kylo destroys? Is this the Jedi?
This is the temple he'll
Yeah,
so this is the
destroy.
temple. Okay.
It match the shots match up.
Yeah.
See, again, making the sequels
Right.
meaningful and
Adding to the
marinating it,
sequel.
adding to
Yeah,
it.
adding to the mythologies, which
Yeah.
is great.
Good catch there, Brandon. I have to write that down and make sure that we have that planet. Because we complained about this last week. We need a little icon that tells us what planet we're on sometimes.
Rogue
One
Douglas
style.
said
Rogue One
Luke did
style.
so much better in this, and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was like flawless. Luke did
Yeah.
way
So
better.
of course Mando's there and he meets R2 and R2, and it was cool too to me. It was Lando automatically says, "I'm here to see Skywalker and the kid,"
Mando,
right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Lando.
Did I say Lando? Well,
Yeah.
Mando.
I'm like, I missed that cameo. I would have shit bricks.
He might be somewhere.
Lando.
But he calls him by name, right? Like, and I'm sitting there going, like, when
Skywalker.
did he-
Yeah.
When did he notice that? When did he know that was Skywalker? Because they never ever told him.
To me, I bet because he's worried about Grogu. I bet he studied up on it. I'll headcanon that.
Well,
probably.
obviously R2
You know?
let him, right? He had the beacon to go, so he was obviously in contact with who he left with and stuff.
He knew who Mando was. It wasn't like he was a
Right.
surprise. He's
Right. So that's cool. Again, something off screen that we could just kind of like chalk it up to, like,
that wasn't a big deal. That wasn't a
that's
biggie.
cool. No, I just like it. Like,
And I like when he got to the temple how he shut off to be a jerk again. What's with R2 shutting off and
There's
just
no
not wanna
battery
talk-
years.
Just don't want to talk to nobody. Just-
He's all, dude. You see any
Yeah.
outlets here? I gotta shut down. I can't just be answering your questions. all the time.
Yeah.
And,
You talk too much.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those
At this
worker
point,
androids were
is
cool.
this a bench? Is that a bench?
Yeah, is that a bench?
Yeah.
R2 tells the spider droids to build him a bench to like wait here. That's so cool. Really cool,
pulled
guys.
it.
I mean, it's just like, again, the meeting. We're seeing the temple, I guess, or the academy being built by the spider droids, which were awesome.
It's completely melding all the original trilogy, sequel trilogy, and this
Yes,
all
it is.
together. It's just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and of course we go right into.
No.
Yeah, we do. Don't we go right into the training?
Don't we see Ahsoka?
No.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's
No,
later.
it goes
Yeah, we
right
do.
into Luke.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
No, it goes into the training next, and because then it'll go
Sure?
back later.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka will show
Oh,
up.
he's not looking. I'm sorry. I thought this was the scene of him looking at
Correct.
him. Sorry.
So
you're right.
they're
Oh, yeah.
meditating, and that's when like Luke and Grogu are meditating, and Grogu's he side eyes a frog and tries to grab it.
Yeah. Luke
Oh,
shows that
man.
riveting display of power.
Yeah. So like, this is where I'm
Did
like,
you just say riveting?
He
Did
did.
you say a
It was a
riveting display of power?
I love it.
Wait a minute. Okay, he's gone.
Hey,
No, that was a
got
great joke.
20 lines.
That was good.
That was great.
But again, I'm sitting there thinking, like, when this is open, I'm sitting there going like, oh my God, dude, we're seeing Grogu again. And it wasn't that long since the last season of Mandalorian. I just missed him so much. And the mannerisms were there, and just everything was there again, and it just brought it back full circle. Like this is the phenomenon that Star Wars needed. We need this. We need Grogu in our lives, man. I mean, but this interaction was cool because it does show a lot through this whole thing. There's a lot of themes going on, right? Grogu is obviously broken. I in my opinion, he's broken because of what happened in coming up scenes. And he's not, like Ahsoka even said, he goes, it's too dangerous to train him. There's too much fear. It's just too much. It's too dangerous. And this is a perfect example of it. Like, Grogu's still trying to just kind of be doing his own thing, and Luke's trying to be a little bit serious, right? Right?
Speaking of which, when did Luke become Mr. Stoic Jedi? I mean, it's like there was a switch that happened at the end of Return of the Jedi where
it was like right then too, because it happened in the video game too, right? And it was the same thing. He went into very, very, like you said, stoic.
Well, we tried to at the beginning of Return.
He's friendly but dead ass serious, quiet. It's weird, but it is where he was going.
He's definitely not Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope Luke. He is,
He's got a lot on his mind now, right? It's probably, I'm sure, a lot of the weight of having to bring together a whole order after again, we've gone through all of his history, right, of killing things and doing things and being through this war at a young age, and now he's got this thing on his weight of his shoulder, and everybody thinking he's a hero, and now he's got to build the Jedi Order again, starting with this little jerk, right? Who does whether his heart's in it or not.
Watch your mouth.
Hey.
Well, I think that part's really cool that Anakin was the one who caused all this by Order 66, all this trauma for Grogu, and now it's his son who has to fix all that trauma and heal him from what happened.
Yeah, I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
Good perspective, man.
And which makes the end here at the end of this episode, it makes that choice kind of like, you know what, I don't blame Grogu if he goes Mando, if he goes, or Jedi. I can't knock him for it. Like, Luke is just gonna have to find another Padawan, right? He's just gonna have to find.
I think that's already. When we get to that point, I think it's already set. I think it's already.
I do want to say this though, and on the topic of Luke Skywalker and the general discussion overall, my opinion is they got the look amazing. I think it was so much better, right? But like what you were talking about, the stoicness and everything, I think they nailed Luke Skywalker's presence, his personality, exactly what he would be doing 6 years later after Return of the Jedi.
The little glances, looks, shrugs of his neck, everything was.
It felt like a continuation of what we know and who we know. It really did to me, honestly.
Have they done any behind the scenes stuff where we know if Mark Hamill's been there helping with Book of Boba Fett?
Not on this one yet. We won't get this till after the fact.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Gordon said he likes Luke's training style. I gotta agree too. It was cool.
He's also taking a not a hard approach on Grogu, because he obviously senses a lot of conflict within this child, right, and Force user and all that stuff, and Luke is trying to baby steps, and he even mentioned it later to Ahsoka. It was like, I feel like he's teaching me, and I'm just unlocking stuff he's already known.
Yeah, he's just remembering more than me teaching.
Making him remember. Right. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. That's cool.
We're getting all over the place. That's way later.
Well, no, but I mean, but it ties into the beginnings of this and how Luke is trying to this scene to me is like, hold on. This scene to me is like trying to relate to this kid first, like try to be, he's trying to open him up first, and stuff. So it's a lot.
Well, he's showing him what he knows versus what he could do.
Yeah,
correct.
Right, like,
absolutely.
You're thinking you're jacking around here with this little frog and being a clown or getting hungry. Look what I can do without barely thinking about it.
Yeah,
right.
Like, let us go, and you could do this too, right?
Just like happened to him, right? I don't believe or whatever, and Yoda has to show him about the X-wing and all this stuff.
And he talks about Yoda.
Right here. So
right.
they're in their little trail here. Luke is using the Force to propel him forward.
Fun. See, at first, my first watch of this, I'm like, is Grogu leaping? What's going on?
No.
And my second watch, I start seeing Luke's hand. I'm, oh my God, he's throwing him.
Wasn't that awesome?
And you can hear the Force. He just keeps on
so
like, come on,
great.
keep up. And then that's
besides
probably
it's-
what brought up the whole Yoda thing was like, God, I wanted to do this to Yoda so bad. Come on. Let's go.
I think that's
Now,
really cool. It's like all the flashback to the Yoda and Luke Skywalker training. It's
Again,
basically just reliving it in a cool way.
Correct.
Yep.
Real quick, Miss Sunflower said the planet is called Ossus, and that was the Jedi world in the original, like Tales of the Jedi. That was one of the main planets where the Jedi were founded.
Right.
I don't think this is Ossus.
No.
See,
I mean,
and the thing
it
is, we
could
haven't got
be,
a
but-
clarification yet, like
Yeah.
100% yet on anything. So
I mean, it
that's
absolutely could be, but I don't know.
Cliff can back me up on this. We actually play on the planet of Ossus in the Knights or the Star Wars Old Republic, and there's no jungles at all in this whole thing.
No.
And, but anyway,
his temple in Legends was on Yavin, right?
Yes.
Yavin 4.
Yeah,
So I mean,
Yavin 4.
I don't. This isn't there, obviously, but you
Yeah.
know, there's a couple different, or like Brandon said, there's a couple different places it could be, or it could be somewhere new.
Could be.
Could be Brand. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, dude. So the interaction and telling, like, basically, like, Yoda used to speak in riddles and do, it's just so fun to relive that, like Brandon said, to relive that into the dialogue and
re-speak the way he told him stuff, right? He's all, to do it, don't try.
Right.
Well, you just said it properly. What are you doing? And when he said it properly, it made more sense to me. Like, I'm like, oh, you know what? He's totally telling him just to do it and stop thinking about it is what he's saying. And I'm that makes so much more sense when he says it Luke way instead of Yoda way.
And
what was great about that too is that he asked him, do your people talk like this?
Yeah.
Because that was
like,
basically,
do you remember your home?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Do your people talk like this at home? Or because then the next line, or was Yoda just always being a dick to me?
Because you can totally see it going in his head. He's like, wait a second, I can ask you this. Somebody's going to answer me about Yoda. Does everybody do that? Like, he wants this kid to talk.
Yes, so bad.
That's the whole thing. That the interaction is like, do you remember your home? And nothing happened. He goes, well, do you remember, like, basically where you were? And that opens up.
He was meaning his people. Like Yoda people, right? Like his species. He wasn't meaning what he was going to unlock.
Right. He's like, do you want to know? Right. Like, so Luke can sense that, like, your block is up. Do you want to know? And this is where really, I mean, guys, it really got interesting here. The Order 66 flashback that Grogu gave us. The first scene is this right here. Like, and through Grogu's perspective, I'm assuming the Jedi in front is a Padawan because of the hair, but it could be just a full-on Jedi.
It just looks like a ponytail.
Yeah,
it's not like a braid.
It looked like Anakin's Episode 2 braid when he dies, but anyway, it's semantics. Who cares? He's dead, right? So he's
yeah. Is that Anakin way back behind that smoke? That lightsaber that's up? Like, it looks like there's a lightsaber blast.
Yeah, I think those are lasers.
Just a laser blast. Okay, I didn't know if that was what that was.
Because after they're dead, yeah,
nobody's shooting them while they're down too. Jesus,
I mean, brutal, right? So obviously, this is the 501st Troopers, Anakin's brigade. So Anakin's there as Vader now, and this is what's really telling is like this trooper here sees Grogu and runs at him, and we, Grogu kind of like
it goes black.
Oh, dude, I got so many questions here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't
I do.
or anything.
Oh, okay, so is he in somebody's back? Is somebody carrying him?
Again, yeah.
It started off, it seemed like he was on the floor, as though like he was looking up, and then this last shot was like a straightaway. See, like that was like on the floor. Then the last one, when they're coming towards him, is like a straightaway.
Right.
So was he picked up, and who was that?
Yeah.
How does he escape? And I feel like we are at some point going to see the other side of this shot.
Yeah, I think there's I think there's more coming. Okay. Chris pointed this out too, and this is interesting too because this kind of brings a whole nother show into.
Now this was on Twitter. I didn't find this. This was on Twitter, but
Chris
over
found
here.
This.
That's Barriss Offee's crest.
Yeah, that's her symbol.
I don't know why it's right there, but that's Barriss Offee's crest.
So like this is her room or something?
Yeah,
yeah.
We're assuming, right?
Wow.
So
or something like that.
Yeah. Again, nothing.
That's nice.
Nothing is put.
I hate her so much. She's got to be in this.
Yeah.
Because she turns.
Because she turned on Ahsoka, man. She freed
Right.
Ahsoka.
So why that's
She needs
important
to
to
come
bring
back.
up is
Exactly.
because again, it can lead into something else, and I don't put it past Dave Filoni putting this in tomorrow or next week's episode.
There's a
or
reason for
Mando
Everything has a
everything,
purpose.
and there's no reason to accidentally have that there.
Right.
None.
Right.
So-
It can't. I always say it can't just be an Easter egg, especially this in her background. And people in chat, and I have to refresh my memory too, guys. I'm not totally clear on her arcing story too. So that's why I want to do a deep dive on her and see how it fits in this, and if it comes back full circle like that. What if she's the one who took Grogu, or hiding, or whatever? Who knows? And it could be for malicious purposes too. Who knows?
Yeah, because I think at this point we're talking about her being an Inquisitor later and all sorts of possible stuff,
Yeah.
right? I mean, she's on
very
the, she's-
important.
She's dark, man. She's not helping Grogu. She would be doing something
Yeah.
nefarious if she took him.
I would
Right.
assume this would come up in the Ahsoka series later, coming up.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. So
I'm go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, but I
No,
just
go
think
ahead.
that the answers for like what's going on is going to become more clear when Grogu gets healed more. As Grogu gets healed, we're going to see more visions from Grogu, and then we'll get more flashbacks.
yeah,
Kind of like we're getting with Boba.
Yeah,
we
it's
did
gonna
that
be
with
in Mando.
We did it with
that.
Boba. We did it with Anakin. Right? We did all these things with these snippet flashbacks, which
And we're obviously going to have it with Kenobi.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
part of the new deal.
I like
right?
it.
That's how it's going to. I
like
it.
that. Yeah. I
love
don't
it.
mind it whatsoever.
So I was watching this part again for like the 5th time today, and I was sitting with Logan, and I was like, dude, you know what I just realized? There's a point. These clones are taking Grogu. Grogu understands that I know they're going to take their helmets off because they do all the time in Clone Wars, right?
Okay.
He has not seen Boba Fett yet. He's not. I can't wait for him to run into Boba Fett.
You're
Wow.
right.
Do you think
And
maybe
be like, and him freak out, and a bunch of memories come back. That's what had me over here thinking
That would
today. I
work.
was like,
Yeah.
and it triggers him, and it goes into this whole, oh my god, and he freaks out and wants to attack Boba.
wow.
I'm hoping.
Well, that would work though. That would really work. And,
Because there's a reason Boba hasn't seen anybody that would matter yet, besides
Yeah, yeah.
Mando, and he hasn't come across Luke, and he hasn't come across Grogu.
wow.
Sorry, just want to throw that 3
No,
cents in
you're
there
good,
because that
you're
felt
good.
No,
So-
that's huge. I
Again,
mean, you're right.
so-
The way that could go down.
There's so much to talk about in that scene. I just love the fact that we even revisited Order 66 and Grogu's past, and it's so cool, man. So, of course, the episode takes us back to, again, correct me if I'm wrong on the sequence of things, but I believe it's when Mando sees Ahsoka. He's like, she appears.
Yeah, and she sees R2E.
Yeah, I know. R2.
Oh yeah.
Friend of the family. This is where she tells Mando,
Oh my god!
"I'm a
She's a
I didn't
friend
think
of the
I'd
family.
Yeah. I'm a friend of the
Yeah, that
family."
was crazy.
Hey,
Again.
and leave it on here real fast. Scott,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned
sure.
this earlier. Her Montrails, they look a lot better to me, right?
do.
Are
They
longer?
do. Yeah, they
I-
look longer. They look smoother. It looks a lot better. I mean, there's
Yeah.
still some of the wrinkling in there, but they look a lot better.
Yeah, I didn't have a big complaint with the last ones, but I can see the difference in this one. Right?
Yeah.
So
I love that she's just leaning, like she's just there, leaning on the bamboo, right? Like the whole time, just being very casual. I love it. Love it.
Do you think
Let's-
she tried to lift off his helmet when he was asleep? I think she did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I think she
goodness.
does. They do a good job capturing here too, like Ahsoka's time that she had with R2 during the Clone Wars, how they became
Yeah.
really close. So
R2E. Great.
isn't it amazing that she realizes that this is Anakin's and Luke's droid?
yeah,
Like who else would know that but her?
No,
It's
right?
so- it's
Right.
awesome.
Nobody alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And-
Cheers.
Yeah.
it definitely
the
like
whole time.
Cheers.
As soon
Oh,
as she
seriously, man.
showed up, dude, I got
Yeah.
chills and I was losing it the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
love this
it
episode.
was amazing. I mean, oh god, just
Yeah.
the whole freaking shot, dude. To see R2E act the way that he did, Evil Diva Corinne sat here and yelled that out. Oh my god, R2E, and I was like, don't do it, don't do it. Like,
yeah, I know,
it was
right?
just he shakes and oh yeah, wow.
It's like, look at this. She's bought into this school to Luke's
Yes.
training and all this,
Oh,
but you
yeah.
know what? Do you have a feeling she's not quite ready to join yet until she
Yes.
deals with Thrawn?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then she'll
Yes.
come back full circle and be like, okay, I'm ready now.
Yeah, because he questions her. Why should I be
Yeah.
trusting the Skywalker kid when you wouldn't take her? Why are you trusting? And so again, overarching themes and plots in this whole episode was choices, attachments, fear. There's so many things that she goes to explain. Goes, it's Luke's choice. It's Luke's choice to train him. I choose not to because I seen what happens. The greatest of them, right? That Ahsoka's fear on that happening again, and I think they're seeing a lot of potential in Grogu. Like maybe she fears like when Luke does snap in or tap into this power that Grogu has, maybe he will want vengeance on what happened because of what happened to him. Who knows?
The explanation of the new Jedi school was great. I mean, that just locks in everything. It was amazing. Is he going to be the first student? Is he not? I mean, I keep saying I want to see baby Kylo. This could give us so much. But then their walk of everything that you just said. But I thought the coolest part was he said, well, he's a foundling. She's like, no, he's a Padawan.
Foundling. Yeah.
He's a Padawan right now.
Is he a foundling or is he a Padawan?
Correct.
What is he?
Choices.
Has it? You know what I don't get is do none of them know who Terra Vizsla is? Like, do you know who he is?
They might.
No, okay, so he was the one who created the Darksaber. He was the
we know. We know. I'm saying, I don't know if they know.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Luke and Ahsoka and all them. No.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they're saying you can't be both, but there was one who was both. So I don't see why they're making like. I guess I kind of get it, but I don't.
Well, Mando knows.
Mando has just explained it, but I don't think he knows the religion like that right now. Like, we say it's a religion type thing.
It is kind of like it is basically two combating religions. It's the Mandalorian religion of weapons and armor and,
combined with the Jedi.
Jedi religion. So
I think
remember Mando said last week, that's the exact opposite of how we are.
It is.
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's
right.
true. Yeah.
Right.
Completely different.
And obviously he could do that to bring up that whole thing, be a Mandalorian Jedi again, right? Like that is a thing.
I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, why not?
Eventually,
right?
why not?
Jeez.
Why not?
Exactly. But
again, to tie it into the Book of Boba Fett, we're getting all this lore of Mandalore. Now we get the Jedi school happening again. We have the Darksaber story told last week. Like, it really does go there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of theories of saying there's a reason why he still has the Mythosaur skull and why the armor shows it prominently, and that's our whole tie-in of who Boba Fett's going to be and tying this together.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up being the Mandalore. And after the armorer told the armorer told that story last week about a Mythosaur rising up and saving Mandalore, that's Boba.
Yeah,
right. And not a literal Mythosaur, it's him.
Correct.
Unless he's riding a Mythosaur after he rides the Rancor this week.
You and riding animals.
Dude, well, I don't care. I want freaking Atreyu and Falcor.
Yeah.
I want, and I don't even care if he does the same move. Woo! He's riding that Mythosaur.
Oh, we would care. The internet would care.
He would do it after the
exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I mean this whole dialogue thing about, I have a gift for Grogu, and Ahsoka's like, look,
he said, but I've come so far.
He's
right there.
His voice when his voice cracked, I was like, oh my God, dude, come on.
Yeah.
And I loved all those memes that are out there on the internet right now with his face underneath the mask, like crying his head off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that stuff, but it's so funny. But this is the choice again. Mando did a good choice here too. He let it go. He let Grogu just kind of like
it's his decision.
It's his decision, right? And he didn't want to disrupt what could be progress in his Jedi training, right? So knowing that Mando being in his life is an attachment thing that they can't let go, and that's why in the this is previously on Boba Fett, right? It has those dialogue moments in there, the
armorer told him that, and that's when they had that talk,
and
to reiterate, they have to let go of their attachment, and she mentions it again.
And this is great, like Ahsoka's like, hey, do what you got to do, but I'm just saying,
she knew once she saw it from what was in it for Grogu, he would do it. She knows he cares enough about Grogu to let him go.
Gordon comes up with the Book of Boba has become the facilitator of a lot of lore and unanswered questions. Absolutely.
And this is why it came full circle for me, especially this episode with the entirety of the Book of Fett. It really fit, in my opinion. Like it really came back home, even though Boba Fett wasn't quote unquote in it, but the story was in it, right? And again, when we talked about the catalyst of all these Disney shows tying in as one cohesive story, even better.
Yeah,
100% even better. And
now look, I don't want to be. I'm not a total hypocrite here, okay? Because I still have gripes with the first 4 episodes.
Oh,
I still do. With the pacing, the editing, everything. But when it all comes together, if I have to edit it in my own head and just know where the flow goes and everything, and get the story, that's totally cool.
That's where I'm at.
That's where it's going, right?
That's where I'm at.
I may not have liked the execution the whole time because the journey is supposed to be part of the fun. And I didn't have a lot of fun.
The journey is absolutely part of the fun, and sometimes it works way better on paper than it does visually.
But these last 2, the ride has been a freaking rocket, dude.
I love it, dude. Another heartbreaking scene again with Mando decided to leave, and Ahsoka or Luke and everybody's staring off, and Grogu sees Mando flying away, and
do you think he knows?
Reaches for him.
Well, yeah, he reached out to him.
100%.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't know his new ship. I don't know, or is he just feel him in the Force?
I think he felt him with the Force. Yeah, I mean.
Bro,
on,
damn
guys.
you, Filoni! You hit us with this, and we all feel and then you show the backpack.
I know. Backpack's dope.
Oh yeah, this was a great scene, right? Like, I mean,
the Levi's backpack, and
it's so good. But,
I'm going to go to Ontario
here,
Mills tomorrow and go buy it. I swear.
This right here broke my heart. It broke my heart. It was so fun. It was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping he just thought it was a ship. I was trying not to cry again. Stop.
Yeah, no,
he felt it.
He totally felt it, and of course, this is the dialogue between Ahsoka and Luke, and this is where we get the,
I've been wanting to see this since,
dude.
Yeah.
This
it's all we
answered
wanted.
Questions from season 2 of The Mandalorian, right? Like we discussed this with the meeting between the Mandalorian. Did she know that Luke was the one to answer until later? But again, none of it matters because this right here.
We've wanted this since we knew she was alive in Return of the Jedi and Rebels, right? When we knew she was alive after that Death Star 2, we wanted to see this. And all we wanted, we didn't need a big old conversation. All we wanted was that one quote that she gave.
Right.
I mean, like literally, we've talked about it on the show. I don't know how many times. Yeah. Just bring up that I knew your dad. That's all you have to do.
So much
right?
like your father.
So much like your father. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Star Joe's. I totally teared up when Ahsoka said, just like your father.
Just like your father.
Yep.
I was crying. Yeah. I didn't even care. I gave a I swear to God. There it is.
That's a Star Wars wish list, right? That's one of those
check mark, right?
Have,
like
check.
Yep.
You just
where you go. You go to Dave Filoni for those moments.
Right.
He does amazing
every time.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know that was an amazing part, but I do got to jump back to the whole backpack, the flipping, the comparison parts. Then he pulls out the lightsaber, and now with everything that happened, I was already this high. I'm like, oh my God, we're seeing so much. I swear to God, I thought Leia was going to come around the corner,
right,
and with that helmet on, where we saw the flashback, and I thought we were going to get a scene like that, of some type of training, like, hey Grogu, and she was just there too. You know what I mean? Like, because they already had us on this high, and I was like, okay, do it, show Leia, do it, show her saber.
Why not at this point?
Yes, exactly.
I don't think I could have taken it.
Man. Well, okay.
I was still waiting for the Boba talk so we can get Han and Chewie in it. I was waiting. After we got here, I was like, oh shit.
I was waiting.
He's going to mention it.
Yeah. I honestly, because you get to a point in Star Wars, and they did this with Rogue One. You get to the point where you just go like, just bring it on. I trust you. Bring everything on at this point. I'm good. Because Luke looked very amazing.
Louise, man. That picture right there is like...
someone brought it in the comments. Forgive me if I don't find it really fast, but I think it was someone about the guy who's doing the work on this, and they hired him to... Again, forgive me, and the pit that I saw the comment, I just didn't get a chance to earmark it real fast, but totally
so he was
job.
Right after the last one, and everybody then showed his YouTube where he did it better, and they immediately hired him.
And
this is the outcome of it.
Luke's mannerisms, everything was like very flawless, and it felt so fluid from Return of the Jedi to now. It really did. Like
this sets me up to expect, fully expect, dude. Next week, I know we haven't talked about the other guest yet, right?
It's coming up now.
Daniel Logan de-aged and as young Boba against that person. And de-aged, I expect to see de-aged Django in here at some point.
Wow.
Next week. There's no reason not to. We have to finish up those flashbacks from
you do
Camino.
Yeah, Chamba chimed in. It's Shamook on YouTube. Right, and that's exactly how it
Well,
happened.
that's it.
I
That's
mean,
it.
it's no lie. Like that episode happened. He did that a couple days later and made it better. And okay, here's your job, and this is what we get. I'll take that story any day because it was nice. It was so just I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm sitting there loving all these parts and still at the same time telling myself, is this really happening?
Right.
Like, I'm gonna wake up right now. I'm gonna wake up. I stayed up way too late. Work was hell, right? And I know I'm gonna wake
I'm
up.
delirious right now. I know
Exactly.
I'm not really seeing what I'm seeing.
And-
This is stuff from the show. There's no way this is happening. We've
Right.
talked about this.
And it gets better.
Does get better.
It gets better because
How?
after Luke, Ahsoka and Luke have their moment, and we get our moment for them, and Grogu's there, and Mando takes off. Of course, we get back to the Boba Fett story, right? We get back to the meat and potatoes. That's why I said it just felt so good. And this is what, again, like last week was amazing, but this week just, hit it so hard. Of course, we got the scene with Boba Fett and the round table, and they're talking strategy, right? They're talking strategy, and this is when the Mando comes in. Mando said, I'm just setting this up because I just want to get to the next one.
The important stuff.
Yeah, so Mando comes in and basically, Fennec is like, we need foot soldiers, which I was saying the whole time, right? I was like, we need foot soldiers. And Mando's like, I think I can handle that. So he goes visits Cobb Vanth, and this is amazing, amazing interaction again between these two. And Cobb Vanth calling out the Naboo starfighter was so fun.
Yeah, is that a Naboo starfighter? It was.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, so obviously Mando is trying to get Cobb because he felt the Krayt Dragon as an army. Well, he needs an army, and Cobb was like, hey, they call it Freetown now, right?
Yeah, that's just like the Aftermath
so,
books.
So you guys, yeah, it's from the Aftermath trilogy. That's where he's from in the Aftermath trilogy.
Yeah, it tracks. It all everything tracks from the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a great callback. We were talking before the show about the cohesion and the continuity of the writing teams, which we have something again at the end of the show, something really cool that they tied in again. But yeah, a great callback. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, sorry, when he's flying to this planet, this is the part where we see that really cool sand crawler with the skull on it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got the skull on the sand crawler, and then when they go in to have that beer, when Mando's like, let's go have a beer together, when they get in there, you see the rest of the sand dragon inside that diner where they're having the beer, and it's just like,
so
it was
cool,
so
right?
cool to see that flashback to the Mandalorian season 2.
I love that the Jawas waved at him.
Yeah,
that was cool too.
That's our homie. We're gonna tear up your ship.
Did you get Pelgo's number?
Yeah.
Pelgo? Did you get Pelgo's number?
Tell her I said hi. That was, dude. Oh my god.
So
dude. I
this
need
was
a Hot
like
Wheels of the Sandcrawler with that skull on top of it.
This Dave Filoni directing this.
Mos Pelgo has a good hairstylist. They really do.
The show, from this scene to the next scene here, the shooting, the editing, everything was so good that Cobb Vanth basically says, "Look, I'll talk to the people to get you an army." And the Weequay guy, the deputy or the Weequay was saying like, "No one's going to do this." And he goes, "Look, I think because of the intro scene, the spice, I think they'll be behind me on this." But soon as Mando takes off. A stranger, and this is where from the desert comes a stranger.
Dude, we needed that dude to just shut up and go inside. From the moment
the
that
deputy,
we saw him, yes, I was already. Bro,
you can't park your
up.
starfighter there. You got to park it on the other side of.
Somebody shoot this dude.
Yeah. So who was ready?
Oh no!
Who was ready?
No.
From the faraway shot, mind you, it's almost 1 a.m, right? I'm like, it was a Sith Lord coming. What are they pulling?
Right. I thought it was Kira. I thought it was somebody.
The minute
right?
I saw him in the distance, I knew it, and I looked at Julie and I said, "Oh crap, Cobb is dead."
Yeah. About 3 seconds in, you can see the brim of his hat, and I'm like, "Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh my god!"
The second shot when the whole scene of Cobb Vanth's face, telling everybody to get inside.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean this interaction here, and they did such an amazing job.
I think
such an amazing job. Live action Cad Bane, guys. What's that? I'm sorry.
He's still. So one of the coolest things is too, he's still voiced by Corey Burton. Like,
yes,
actor for him and everything. That was awesome.
They're awesome about consistency with the actors playing the roles. That's
Ahsoka
so
not
awesome
included.
Well, yeah, it was hard to pull that one. I get it. Yeah.
But I mean, just you can tell, number one, it's a practical effect mask, and it's just enhanced with CGI, and it is that's Cad Bane. They brought Cad Bane to life. Perfect.
Yeah, man.
His attitude, his demeanor, basically telling Cobb Vanth, like, look, Boba Fett's a cold-blooded killer. You don't want to work for him. We just want you to keep, to shut up. Let the Pikes take over Tatooine, and basically, you should be on our side. Let the Pikes are going to do what they're going to do. If you
just
know,
let it happen. He said,
just let it happen. And
let it happen.
His delivery, it was like, again, taken right out of the Clone Wars, right into this, and so good, right, guys? One thing that I was like, my memory serves me. I was like, oh, you know what? Fennec and Cad Bane had the showdown trying to take Omega, right? So this is perfect. I love it. I love it.
Well, and here's our link to everything, right?
Yeah,
because he knows Boba and he knows Omega. Fennec knows Boba and Fennec knows Omega.
Correct.
Omega is showing up next week when she takes her helmet off.
Right.
Dude, he talked crap on Boba immediately.
He did.
How beautiful was that?
He's a cold-blooded killer,
Yes, he works for the Empire. But wait, how did he know that Cobb had the armor? How did he know that?
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Should have kept your armor. Yeah.
Should have kept your armor. Oh,
they must have been keeping an eye on everything. Like the Syndicate was probably.
I think so, dude.
You should have kept your armor. Actually, goes back to an unfinished scene from the Clone Wars. They had an unfinished scene where it was a shootout between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. I'm sure you guys.
That wasn't Cobb. That wasn't Cobb Vanth though. But Cobb Vanth is what he means. He said you should have kept your armor. The Cobb Vanth, the thing you're talking about is Boba.
Right.
So he's wondering.
That's the dent.
But he tells Cobb Vanth you should have kept your armor. So we're wondering how he knew Cobb Vanth had the armor. Right.
Yeah.
I would just think they probably. I would think the Syndicate just keeps an eye on all the Moses, right? Espa, Isley, and Pelgo.
Yeah.
And just know who's there and the players, and he's the player there.
Right.
I was just thinking because it saved Boba, so I think he was saying that because it could have saved him too. Is what I was thinking.
Oh, gotcha.
He could have. Yeah, he could have.
Yeah.
But how he even knew he had it was kind of weird.
How he
that's true.
had it.
100%.
I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Was a great
I love how he never answered or said that I'm.
Well, that's when the tension hit, right? That's when they're like, "Oh crap!" And then the deputy came over, and everybody was like, kind of like touching their, the going for the guns, and the deputy Dave, thanks Dave. He, thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
He gets Cobb Vanth shot. I don't know about
killed. There's no way he's killed. They went and checked on him.
Hang on. Number one, all it takes is a shoulder shot to a stormtrooper to kill it. So I mean, he's gone.
That's true.
He's gone.
No. They went and made a point. They got him a med pack. They were getting him a stim pack. They're checking him out, man.
Yeah, they definitely worked on him, but
because he's gonna show up, and now I think he was a badass in this episode. So now I want him part of the army. Before I didn't really care. Now I want him there.
Now
100%.
a bigger reason: Spice in their territory, Cad Bane come, and the threat. So these are
I still have a big question for all of us. Okay, so at the beginning and at this scene with amazing Cad Bane, he still says Syndicate. The Syndicate.
Yeah.
Nobody says Pike. I know, but nobody says Pike Syndicate. So are we still going to expect
all know him
Kira?
as Pike Syndicate, right?
Or is it just Pike Syndicate?
I still think they're being weird about it, but I'm pretty dead set that it's the Pike Syndicate, but I still want it to be Kira in charge of
I agree. I know where you're going with, Ernie, because I thought that too. Like the criminal enterprise of all these factions would be a syndicate.
Saying Pikes.
Like the Shadow Collective. We want that to be happening right now. Like right?
Yes.
So that's my question, because again, he says, with that whole, he just says Syndicate, and the Syndicate. The
Syndicate wants you just to be,
let just Spice roll through, everything will be fine. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, so.
Amazing. So I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna have to see him go face to face with Boba, at least see each other, right?
Oh my goodness, dude.
That's when we're gonna get Boba into a flashback. When he says Fett or something, it's gonna flash for Boba into a flashback, and we're gonna get that, like Brandon was talking about, the shootout,
the deleted scene.
And that's gonna be de-aged Daniel Logan on the ground when the helmet's spinning.
There you go. That's where we find out the dent.
Yeah,
Bring that
if
in.
that doesn't happen now, I'm pissed.
Because he keeps alluding to it on Twitter. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
He
dude, where are
does,
you at,
man.
bro?
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
Yeah.
seen
Oh, my
you,
goodness.
Logan. Where are you at?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
It's like every day Filoni's like, bro, you can't say nothing. I did it. I didn't
I
say
already
anything.
did it, man. Or it's like, dude, he talks so much nobody believes him. But yeah, so like the sequence of events here, Mando doing this, everything's like, and then Cad Bane shows up, and then we get into the Sanctuary bar, right? Let the Pikes show up in the Sanctuary bar, and a total mafia move, guys. And Joey called this out
Straight out of
in the chat,
Untouchables.
and I thought about Joey on this too, because the whole time I'm sitting there going, this is it. This is how the Pikes strike at Boba Fett, finances his pocket, and basically kills. I'm assuming everybody's in here is dead. Except for Max Rebo, because I did not see him in there. So
He was not there.
There is no confirmation of Max Rebo's death, so right now he lives.
Max
He
Rebo
wasn't
lives.
there.
Is he? He's the one who plays the trumpet and stuff, right? Or not the trumpet, but
The
the
keyboard.
piano.
The
the
organ.
keyboard.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the blue
Yeah.
little elephant looking guy. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
he's gonna
showed
live in
the R4 drummer, and then
Yeah.
they showed the.
I'm
Dan
assuming they're
Aldridge.
all dead at this
You
point.
saw the
now.
Bith, right? So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
dead. You know all that, but
Yeah,
No
but
No
not
Max
Max.
Rebo.
Max
Nope.
was like
Max,
going
Max
like,
always survives.
I'm glad I got
Fake
COVID
news.
and I stayed home yesterday. Yeah.
Or you
Star
got that
Joe's
letter.
fine.
We're gonna see that like in a after credit scene where he just opens a letter. Don't go to work today.
We need to make we need to make a shirt that says Max lives. You know, I mean, the guy.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. If you're at a bar or a club and you're just partying it up, if two people or one person walk in with a suitcase or a bucket, run.
Run.
Yeah.
or a bucket.
Lesson learned. Yeah.
100%.
Lesson learned. But
if I go to a club and somebody brings in a bucket,
this is what I wanted. This
Right.
is the type of stuff that I wanted, that back and forth, you know, that makes it that crime lords going at war, you know, and but Matt Logic, Max is a Pike snitch.
Oh,
Could be.
That's
Hey.
But this is the back and forth stuff that really hits home and causes a war, right? This is causes a war. Like Boba Fett just taking over and threatening the Pikes, and of course the spice trade, all that stuff is great, but you know, like Boba hit them, they hit him back. Now it's like now it's on.
This
So-
is the crime action we were talking about
Yes.
the other 4 episodes. This is the kind of stuff you need to make it a gangster
Absolutely,
type feel
man.
and a crime lord type feel.
back and
think-
forth,
And
back
it
and forth.
happened like 3 or 4 episodes ago, but yes.
Well,
Still,
And,
okay,
and again, I'm okay with Boba being the chill one, right? Because the one that runs it is never the one out there doing the action and being
Right.
the badass, right? I
Right.
get it, but you know, could use a little bit.
dude,
But
I think
get
with
it
the
now.
introduction of Cad Bane,
Mhm.
we're gonna see more. We've been saying we want all these bounty hunters. I think, dude, I think we're gonna get it for sure.
Yeah.
Now that they blew up Madame Garza, which, oh man, rest in peace. That sucks that she's gone.
Yeah. Is she?
I hope she got blown
I
out.
mean,
Oh,
the
maybe
she
front
was
door.
right at the.
Right.
She was in between.
She was
the-
right
I
at the
know.
door.
She was right,
Right.
there.
She was.
I wanna see
So
Boss
I
Babe.
don't know. But
She's
that
toast.
really sucks. But now this gives
She's just
those
gonna go hang out
families-
in Boba's back to tank. That's all.
right.
Ah.
Now this gives those families a reason when they were just going to sit out
right.
to step up with Boba.
Yeah.
I'm just
Or,
waiting for my
or
man-
against.
Well, that round table, right?
Oh.
Fennec Shan said, "Hey, all the families are just letting things take over. Like
Correct.
they said they're letting the Pikes take over. They're not picking sides, but or they basically have picked a side,
None.
which is great because again, Boba Fett needs to be. If you go to war, you need to be isolated. You need to be threatened. You need to do all these things. I love the lineup. I love the lineup that's starting here. You've got Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, Chris Santon. You got the mods. You got like Cobb Vanth and his army, right? Like against
Probably
Cad
pulling
Bane,
the Tuscans. I
the
would
Pi-
imagine
yeah,
the
the-
Tuscans will
I
come.
would
the
think
Tuscans. I'm
Tuscans
sure.
for sure.
What a great looking army! Like that, just such a.
Kelly
cool...
brings in the Jawas.
Oh.
Drop my
a
phone.
couple.
cool.
Yeah.
that
All
Couple
they need to do
Jawas.
is-
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a
She knows
couple
who's packing.
Jawas.
She knows who's packing.
And
Yeah.
the Rancor, guys, and instead
And a
of Boba,
Rancor!
and a Rancor.
all they need to bring in is my man Geode. He just needs to show
Oh,
up. and-
he's there in the background. Didn't you see him?
They were
He's been
using
in
him-
every episode.
He
Yeah.
was
I
building
can
the
tell-
temple
I-
today. We saw him.
I can
He
tell
was
Darth Moocher, that's your favorite character. I can tell by your background. Look at all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's right here. Yeah, he's right here.
He's been there the whole time.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm
But
the
that's
one
what
who's
I'm
always
saying.
making those bad jokes in
I
chat.
think-
If anybody didn't know.
I think Boba's going to be going up against all those old bounty hunters. I think Cad's
love
going
it.
to be the one to bring him in.
Well, Cad can definitely bring in Bosk with them, right? And because they got Chris Stanton, why not have the Trandoshan on the other side, right?
Yeah,
like,
and I think with the like we were talking about the other families staying out of it, I think they're going to get scared and go with the Syndicate.
Yeah,
and I think the Trandoshans will bring in Bosk as their
There you go. Because again, if I remember, I have to go back in the dialogue. I remember like Fennec saying something like the other 3 crime families are just let the Pikes take over. Like they just took over and they laid down and let them take over. And I think that's where they said they're just, I know Boba said just stay neutral. Well, you'll be fine. But I think they were forced to hopefully join the other side. Again, the other side needs, and Kira needs to be right in the middle of that, of the Syndicate moving this way. I think
she won't be in the battle. She'll show up at the end and we'll be like,
that's fine with me.
Yes,
right?
Hell.
That is perfect with me. Oh my God. All right, guys. So
her and Shizu are on a ship looking down. Talking
oh my God.
I'm gonna push it every time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, seeing Cad Bane, Shizor is not a leap.
No,
not at all. No. You can totally do it, and I'm not worried about Thrawn anymore at all.
Right.
Looking at the looks of
is
it.
that just
you got one blue guy with red glowing eyes. You don't need another one in the series. So
makes it easy.
Did that get you excited though for Ahsoka? Like just
for sure.
It showed me they're gonna pull it off, and the look of it, 100%. Yeah.
Yep. And so again, with my whole theory and everything, and why we keep saying could Kira show up? Okay, she fought with that sword in there. She knows that she was under Maul, but then if you remember, there was still that red Mandalorian outfit
armor
that was there too. Yeah. So if this can tie back into a whole, if Maul had the Darksaber and Kira knows about it, and now Boba Fett's doing this, and we get. It's huge.
Yeah,
it really is huge if you sit there and think about it.
Yeah,
it really puts Mandalorian season 3 in such a different light. It puts Ahsoka in such a different light. All these series coming out, right? Like, because we're getting things that get game-changing scenes and game-changing characters and
technology that shows that they can bring all the original characters into this big old story.
And
absolutely,
what we saw this week. Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that they had to do it in the Book of Boba Fett because it was the only one that Mando had a tie to. So in order to give all this story, it had to be in this one. They couldn't have done it in the Ahsoka series or the Obi-Wan.
Right.
Like, well, obviously not that series, but yeah, any other ones.
No, you're 100% right. That's why I said this. It made it feel like the whole series as a whole got in this. It just pushed it into cohesiveness instead of a spin-off. You know what I mean? Like it was smart. Anyway, that's the way
I don't know if they'd explain that right. I don't know if it would have mattered, but I think if it was kind of presented to us differently not that they have to explain everything.
Yeah, I guess
they know their audience, man. Tell us what's going on. Tell us this Boba Fett show is going to give you some Boba Fett post-return, a little bit of history, and then show you how the rest of our galaxy is going to go. They have press conferences. Tell us that, and we'll understand it. And we'll be like, okay, let me enjoy the ride. But when you come out all killer, no fillers, going A to Z and kick your ass, and I'm sitting here for 4 episodes wondering, I'm like, until I get my ass completely kicked. For 5 and 6,
I hear
right?
You, man. Yeah,
it's different. Just present it differently, and we'll be cool. But
it's not just you. It's not just you. It's the sediments, set around a lot of.
Can you highlight Mando Mike's comment up there, please? Because I swear I said that last night when this was over, and I'm all for it.
I'm scared.
I swear to God, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Episode 7's got 5 parts. It's gonna go over the next.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I swear to God.
So there's a next week's supposed to be on again. We saw the slate was supposed to be our last episode. There was a rumor of an episode 8 being like a part 7A, part 7B, which I'm cool with too, or an extended version. But I'm anticipating one final version and maybe that bow and everything. And it's good, man. I obviously they just need to fight this war out, and then the outcome, and then of course you have the stingers at the end of the last 5-minute stingers of setting up everything else in the future. I think.
Oh, like our stinger. I mean, that was the stinger tonight was pretty sick. I mean, the choice thing was
so let's get into that, right? So we go back into the temple being built, and Luke and Grogu are debating, or not debating, but Luke presents Mando's gift to him, and it's the Mithril, or not Mithril. Mithril.
It is. I mean, essentially,
it's
Beskar
chainmail. Which half our chat said it was obviously because of the scenes and stuff which is great, but
that looks. I don't know if you guys are big Lord of the Rings fans too, but that looks just like Frodo's.
Oh yeah, this is Mithril, right?
Frodo's chainmail. He gets
Mithril chainmail.
Yeah.
So cool, and I'm like, I go, you know what? When when Baby Grogu becomes full on, is this going to be like his headband? Is this going to be, you know?
He'll melt it and make it his sigil.
Hell yeah, dude! It's so cool. But here's the choice, right? Like Luke breaks it down and says, you have this or you have this, and pulls out Yoda's lightsaber.
On, dude. Who expected that move, right?
Nope, not at all.
And before Grogu, and I'm going to talk about this lightsaber in a second, but before Grogu, he starts to reach for it, Luke says, "Wait a second. It's either you go back to the Mando, you choose this, or you choose the Jedi way." And he tells him how hard it is. The Jedi way it's really going to be very difficult, and there's going to be a lot of trials and all that stuff.
But also, if you choose the way of the Mandalorian, that he's going to live a long time. Right.
Yeah.
So basically alluding to the fact that I heard it as Din's going to be gone eventually, right?
Yeah.
Because what's a short time to you is a lifetime to someone else.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's kind of like leaning him into it. The Jedi way is probably your way, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to get 40 years here.
And he could at the end of all that end up with the Darksaber, a Jedi Mandalorian,
right?
With
the
Darksaber, right?
Bring it.
Juan Flores. Does anyone feel Enfys Nest could be a part of this fight against the Syndicate? I think it would be awesome to see her make a return. She'd fit right. Yeah, my only problem with Enfys Nest is the timing, the time frame, the timeline. I think she was part of the early rebellion.
Why wouldn't they be part of the?
I don't know.
The overarching. I don't know how she'd fit. I don't know either. Right.
I want to see her again, but I want to see her in like the Lando series or something like that. I don't think this is the place for her.
I agree. I see her more a different part of the galaxy than this for some reason. I don't know why, but it just isn't. Although they've surprised us, so who knows?
Yeah, right? But also the Enfys Nest is a title, too.
Yeah.
But
the other one was pretty young. So I mean, we're only so many years after
very
that.
True.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, again, yes, right. I mean, like at this point, you're like,
she's probably our age. She's probably in her 40s now. So
maybe
I dig it.
Except for Brandon down there, who's
she's probably Brandon's age.
I'm in my 30s. I'm not too far behind, guys.
She's Brandon's age.
So on the Grogu thing, though, I think that either two things are, in my theory, two things are going to happen. Grogu, if he chooses the lightsaber, it was just a test that Luke was giving him to see if he was like willing to commit, and he'll still give him the armor, and he'll say like, you passed the test, here's the armor as well.
I got you.
And that might be a thing he's testing him on, or because we know from the comics that Ben Solo is his first student, that he does
Bando.
He picks up, but my other thing about that too is I was thinking about it, and he says he's not really teaching Grogu. Grogu's remembering, so is he considering Grogu a student or not, or is it like that?
That's true too, man. That's a good.
Look, he's worried. I think he's worried right now because he mentioned he thinks his heart's not in it, and we see Grogu laid down, right? So Luke has reservations already about how this is going to go, and this is him trying to start this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So if and I think Grogu is going to choose the Mandalorian because what you said, the comics have Ben as the first student.
Well, they built his co-pilot seat. It's spoiler, like they did it. Like that's what really bugs me.
The fact that he's not in it yet, means he's going to be in it.
There's a bubble behind him, right?
But as we just said, it doesn't mean that he can't be both. Like Scott Solo just said, he could end up with the Darksaber.
But I think there'll be a point where he decides to be one and needs the other, right? And Luke's going to be involved in it, and all of a sudden that saber will be his too. He will have the gear and he will have the saber. Because do not, Dave Filoni, tease me with Mandalorian chainmail and Yoda's second lightsaber or 15th lightsaber or whatever it is. Do not tease me and not let Grogu have both of these items.
100%. 100%.
Well, how much does Star Wars foreshadow things all the time? And Moff Gideon told him, "You're not ready for this." Remember when he was teasing him with it and everything?
Right.
Oh, have you seen one of these? You're not ready. Like,
yeah,
huge foreshadowing.
I don't think Luke would let him keep the Beskar chamber because of the attachment thing. And Luke right now, Luke and Ahsoka are stuck on the attachment thing.
And here's in
the future though.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is all leading to the Last Jedi, and Luke's break in the Last Jedi. He admits in the Last Jedi that the narrow dogmatic view of the Jedi is what brought them down. And
so
here he is at the beginning of it all, following those dogmatic practices,
which is good because we got to see that transition. I believe
you feel him doing it but not believing it, right?
Right.
And that's what we feel. It was kind of like Heir of the Empire. Remember when Sabayoth was having him do stuff, and he's like, "Well, this doesn't feel like the Jedi way, or it doesn't feel right." And right now, it feels like, wait, this is supposed to be the Jedi way, but it doesn't feel right not to have attachments because he's attached to Leia, he's attached to Han, he's attached to
exactly.
R2 is right there. He has attachments. So it's going to be weird for him to preach that
Scott,
and not be able to do it.
Can you highlight Papa Schmitty's comment up there about that image is just stuck in my mind now. The one where he's talking about Grogu.
Oh,
yeah,
Grogu and Beskar chainmail.
I want a
needs to
poster of that for my room.
Yeah, right.
As you can see, there's no poster.
Yeah.
Up in chainmail with the hood, with the lightsaber behind him.
A Rancor.
Yeah.
The fact that Grogu has Yoda's lightsaber really gives me chills, and it really makes me smile.
Can we talk about what a dick Luke is for 1 second?
Yeah.
The training remote was a dick move, right?
Oh, sure.
It's not like, I get that Ben let him get shot in the butt, but he had a lightsaber in his hand. He just
Luke
blasted
totally
Grogu.
knew it was gonna happen too. He's all, watch this. Hey, Ahsoka, watch this.
And he hits the button with the Force to blast you. Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, that was hilarious.
No
But,
wonder
everybody's been there.
Mandalorian.
So real fast.
I think he's going to choose it too.
Chris alluded to dance
Grogu, dance.
Chris alluded to this saber as being Yoda's second saber, and we want to clarify something because I think I brought this up before our chat during the thing because I didn't really know that Yoda had a second saber or a third or whatever, and it is canon. So we all know Yoda lost a saber in Episode 3. We do know that the first thing I did, right, when this came up, I ran, and I even told the guys, I ran to my Jedi archives and I grabbed this comic book because in here, Mas Amedda grabs Yoda's saber and burns it. It's disintegrated.
And they make a big spectacle of it because it's Yoda's.
Huge symbolic gesture to the world that we killed Yoda's saber. Yoda's dead. He's not a threat to us anymore. But then Chris brought up what was it called?
It's Age of Rebellion. It's a special edition in there. I have the villains, but I don't have the heroes one. Of course,
Yoda builds a second saber.
He builds a second saber.
And this explains why Luke can have it. That again puts me at ease. I love it because again, how can that happen? Oh yeah, but they paid attention.
Yeah,
amazing. So another snippet for you guys to go along with it because I know that would have came up. Wait a second, I thought Yoda dropped it and they could have recovered it, but no. In the comic books, comic books do mean something.
There are steps to this whole thing, right?
Yeah. Man. So I love that, right? So, my goodness.
Oh, they're doing a great job. That's why nothing's off the table right now. Nothing is off the table.
Back to Grogu with the remote. Crystal Escalera says, "Want to learn how to swim? Thrown in the water."
That's hilarious. Hey, man, that's learn by doing, right?
Want to learn how to jump? Shoot you with a blaster. It worked.
And second shot, he's like, "Oh man, f this."
And
then does the Yoda flip.
Yeah, he does.
Sound like Yoda.
And he goes,
that's what Luke's saying though, right? I didn't teach him that. He knew how to do that. I just
unlocking.
I shot him with a blaster.
Earlier in the episode, that was one of my favorite parts. Was when Luke and Grogu were walking, and Grogu's too slow, so he's like using the Force to push him along the way. That was such an amazing part of the episode.
It made me laugh. It made me smile, man.
Is Luke pulling him, or was he actually like jumping to keep?
No, he was forced.
He was forced.
Dude.
Yeah, it was like somebody up in our somebody in our chat said it's like a Force leash.
Yeah.
He was just using his fingers barely, he was. Come on,
and you can hear it every time.
Yeah,
it was great.
Oh my god! So again, it left on the cliff. It left on the cliffhanger of what Grogu's going to choose the path.
So now I know we didn't think we'd see him. I don't particularly think we're going to get resolution to that until Mandalorian 3.
Correct.
Right?
That's where I'm at.
Do you think there's any shot of that happening tomorrow? Next week.
Again,
Stinger.
I don't know, dude. I was wrong about last
week. Of him and Luke showing up to the fight.
All right.
Maybe an after credits thing.
That's what I'm saying in a stinger. Mervine was mentioning earlier, it would be just another Jedi showing up at the end to save everybody instead of letting things happen like they should.
Yeah.
So I want to see it happen. And he's right. I would like to see how it all plays out without the interference of a Jedi. But at the end of it, after the credits roll, there's Luke handing Grogu back or, giving Grogu back to Din. I'm in. I love it.
That could be it too.
Yeah, I don't
his
want
choice, babe, because that sets up season 3 for Mandalorian. It really
I want
does.
the whole mafia scene to play out. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm good with the stinger because that's that point where I talked about where everybody's going to recognize everybody, right? If Luke and Grogu show up at the last second, the only two people not to see Fett's face yet, and they see Fett's face, and everything changes right then.
Dude, this is what I want. I want him to go ahead and choose a lightsaber. And we've talked about this. We mentioned it here, and this is what's great because we're always all on the same wavelength. I want him to touch the lightsaber, and then I want him to have a flashback of memories, and he realizes that he knows everything.
Yes,
from the touch of that lightsaber. Ooh, and Luke's going to be like, again, you're not a student. You already knew this.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go with Mando. And he is. And when we see that, Luke's going to be a little bit frustrated, a little disappointed, but knows that this is the path that he did. He was already a Jedi or almost there, right? He's 50 years old.
Knows a lot further along than he is, yeah.
This is where we see Han dropping off Kylo. And we get a Han shot and we get a baby Kylo as the first student.
I mean, what if he goes back to that? What if you go back to this the scene with the full? Where is it? Let me find it. Right here, going back, and then you see a young Kylo running into that. Right, that's correct. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Or the Falcon taking off and him playing with the little boy, and you see the Falcon take off, and we know. Like, that would be great. And so now that cancels out Grogu. So that keeps everything still in line because he was and he remembers. No, I'm saying, like that.
Well, being
as far
as
as student order. Yeah.
And also being alive when the temple was destroyed, right? That's the whole thing, too. Because we always kind of line talk it that it would be cool to fast forward 500 years and Grogu is now a Yoda character and full on powerful, and that would be cool too. And being a Mandalorian Jedi too, he could definitely do it.
And I would love the first words if he just looks at Luke. Luke knows he has all his stuff, and he says, "The Force be with you always." Like a Yoda term or something. And that's it, dude. Just like Luke's like, "Oh man."
But guys, I am.
Hey, you see Gio the Hutt here talking about Ben Solo picking up Grogu, right? Not a matter of picking up. He's gonna be a kid, but what if he's just sitting there playing with them when they meet, and all of a sudden now you see young Ben Solo playing with Grogu,
right?
For a minute, just something silly and small, because you've seen Grogu playing with all sorts of kids,
right?
Yes,
it would just be
right. I know. Oh god, dude.
Again, kill you later.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. But with this of him, everything that he said to Grogu does lead into all the new movies of the way that he changed, and we see it now because you're right. He's telling him all this stuff that he realizes is wrong.
If Grogu does choose the route to go Mandalorian 2 and take the Beskar, then we know that that's a good reason why he didn't die when the thing happens later with Kylo Ren. You know,
exactly.
So it gets out of that situation and makes us feel a little more at ease. That
either or, right?
Or even him and Ben are so close that when he destroys the temple, he leaves Grogu, and we see that story later. Yeah,
we cool.
Oh yeah, that would be another good one. Yeah,
he has that hit list, but Grogu is like, no.
Right.
You always been cool with me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
3-fingered fist bump.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? There's a point if you watch it when Mando is watching Grogu up there on the thing, it looks like Luke leans over and gives Grogu a fist bump.
It did, didn't it? Like
every time I see it,
I thought I saw a high five or something. Yeah,
I gotta watch it again.
Either way, it's really funny. It's like so weird up there. I'm like, did he just give him a fist bump?
Yeah.
I saw like a high five, like a good job.
We used to do the Ninja Turtle handshake where we take like this and.
Oh right, yeah.
Maybe that's what he did. If I see any Star Wars guy do that, I'm out.
Oh yeah. Scott tries to do that to us all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd never do that.
That Enterprise is still hanging in a room, isn't it?
No.
Oh yeah.
Hell, he's I swear, not me.
I would never. I don't know why.
Gio the Hutt again. Same note to Max Rebo. Ben Solo writes a note to Grogu. Don't go to school tomorrow.
Don't go to school.
That's great.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Oh guys, this has been awesome. I love talking this through, and there's so much more. I feel like we need to just reiterate and go through again and all that stuff. And
let's start from the top. We're back. We're on Tatooine.
Let's start at the end and go back to the beginning.
Exactly.
Do that. Star Wars.
Oh
style.
my goodness.
It rhymes.
Yeah. So I'm on this train right now that I feel next week we're going to be doing the same thing, like just trying to fit it all in, and it's going to be awesome.
Bro,
so.
I want that 4-hour chapter 7, and
I
it
do
better
too,
be
man.
cut into scenes. I want that first hour to say, if you want to follow Boba Fett, turn to page 17. And then, like that, and you can choose.
You fall
chapter
into
17.
a Starlight pit again.
That's always how it
Screw
ends
you,
up.
Marco.
So yeah, Papa
Schmitty-
Schmitty's point here is really good. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
Papa Schmitty says the Beskar shirt saving him from Kylo. would
Yeah,
be
that's what
dope.
Brandon said.
But
Yeah.
whether it's not from Kylo or anybody, the fact that they have it is the foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's no reason to have it unless Grogu is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
At some point. So there's,
Mm.
we can't wait to see Grogu get blasted or stabbed or something and it work. I hate to say that, but then it work. So that's a great point by all of you.
I still feel
it's
like a
gonna
laser
happen.
bolt would,
Sorry I
would
didn't
break
catch that,
his
Brandon.
bones, man. Even
Oh, no,
Beskar, it's not going to
you
bounce off him.
Right.
But yeah, guys. So we did pretty good in timing wise for this episode. Again, there's so much more.
We can keep going.
to
We
digest
could.
and everything.
Nah,
But
we're good.
I want to thank everybody here. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us, man. It was awesome.
It was an honor. Awesome.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I love it. Like anytime we can meet new Star Wars fans and and geek out together it's a beautiful thing.
Well,
yeah.
So I'm
Go
a
ahead.
carpenter in real life, so all I do is listen to podcasts all day.
Oh, nice.
And then, so I had talked to Scott, and he's the one who got me to listen to you guys. And then I knew you guys were my type of people, so I just have followed
Cool.
since, and then tried to support in any way I can. If anybody else wants to become a Patreon, it's pretty awesome being part of this club. And everything that they do goes back into their equipment, makes it better. So everything all this money they get actually helps their channel grow and give you guys better quality. So it makes the show better for us. So I feel like I'm making an investment when I give them my money, because it goes right back to the show and makes it more entertaining for me to watch.
Awesome.
I mean,
man.
obviously you guys are the entertaining part, but better quality.
No, we're again.
We didn't write that.
No.
Just to
was
be
all
clear, we didn't
Good
write
job,
that.
Brandon.
It sounded like we could have. That was great.
And
Thank you.
Brandon forgot. And Black Series figures. That's the big one right there.
I
Good
do
job.
feel-
I won't have to use this
and Funko
lightsaber on you.
Pops.
Yeah, and
But yeah.
pops and sabers, everything.
Yeah, how do we get all this stuff from Patreon?
Yeah, right. If-
Man, I swear to
I
God,
wish.
Disneyland better have Yoda saber next week.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Dude,
my
It would
goodness.
make my
yeah.
it'd make my 1 minute toy review so much nicer if I could actually use other people's money to buy it, but no.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Comes out of my paycheck.
So
Well,
it is weird to give him a lightsaber, right? Instead of having him build one. That's a little. Although Luke got one.
Yeah, it's
handed
worked
to
for
him, too.
Luke. Yeah.
It did work for Luke, so it's kind of neat that it's Yoda's, I guess. I do want at some point for
Yeah,
Yoda or
symbolic.
Grogu to wake up and know that he knows Yoda already and tell Luke something that Yoda told him.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
He's all, Yoda told me once.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I
Man,
know
am I-
this
talk
for
normal.
you. Yeah, right.
Man,
Oh, wait.
man, I'm not an employer, just so you know, comment there. It just I'm opposite. I'm the employee that pays the employer. It's
Oh,
worth it,
that
though.
was
So it's
Mando
pretty fun,
Mike.
but-
Don't pay any
No,
attention to Mando Mike.
No, I know. Actually, before I also came and started watching you guys, I came into the chat, and my gamer tag on PlayStation 5 and stuff like that has always been Mando Brando. But I saw that there was a Mando Mike. I'm like, I can't take the Mando from somebody else who already has Mando
Aw.
something. So I was like, we don't need two Mandos in there. So now I changed it to BB Brando. So that
It's-
is
Oh,
my,
that's
It's Mandalorian,
because
man.
I got
It's not the
BB-8
Highlander.
tattoo from.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only be one.
It's not
Yeah.
Highlander. It's Mandalorian.
You just got to put your masks on. That's all.
That's right. This is the way.
This is the way. All right, guys. So everybody in the chat, the pit, thank you so much. I'm sorry you couldn't get to all your comments, but trust me, we're reading them. And I think we're all on the same wavelength here. This is amazing. I can't wait to do this again Wednesday and continue the conversation. So, Brandon, again, thank you. Go get some rest after this, or go watch the Book of Fett again. That's what I'm going to
Book of
do.
Mandalorian again.
Yeah,
That was
Book
such a slip. Oops.
Now I got to get my kids to bed, so that's what I'll be doing.
There you go. So,
Yeah.
Starlight crew, thank you guys for joining again too. So I'm gonna hand it off to Ernie and hit that like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, do all that good stuff, please. And Ernie, take it away.
Absolutely. If you haven't hit it yet, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button and then hit that bell for notifications and hit all so you don't miss when we drop anything brand new on any of our channels. Be sure and check us out on all social media. We got TikTok going on very strong with all our toy reviews by Scott Solo. Don't forget us on Twitter where you can interact with Chris, and on Instagram. We try and keep up on that. You can follow all of us at all of our names on social media. Darth Moocher, the artist card Solo. We got Darth Dad there, On the Fallen Fett, Bootleg Joe. Check us out. Don't forget Facebook with the Starlight Digest Central for 24 hours of Star Wars talk. Definitely keep connected there with us. And don't forget, just share. Go tell a friend that we're here. And we will see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. If you want to, check out our Patreon. All the info is below. We'd greatly appreciate that. And if not, but like we said, just share. Go share. Make a little post. Do anything like that. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes. And Brandon, also, I will put your information that you said at the beginning of the show on that gaming project below, too, so everybody can check that out, too.
Yeah, if anybody wants to learn, that's what my thing is for. It's called Commander Academy to teach. Anyway, if you want to just subscribe and like my first video, just kind of give anything. I hope to help people learn the game and stuff, and just
awesome.
Something like that would help. So anyway, thanks again for having me on, guys. It really was a blast being on here with you and just chatting Star Wars. So I'll be in the chat room next time, just text it and writing away, So
we're looking forward to it, man.
Awesome.
All right.
So cool. So with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.
Peace.